Hello, I'm Richard Huber and this is Sat TV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Andrei Kurilovich of RSCC. Andrei, thank you very much for joining us. You're celebrating your 50 years this year. How exciting.
Well, really for RSCC as a Russian satellite communications company, the 50 years is a real big date because we've been established first 50 years ago as their teleport providing TV distribution for the cities in Russia. But then through all these 50 years we grew our business and we became an established service provider. So now we provide the full range of satellite communications. So we're doing VSATs, we're doing trunking, we're doing DTH and distribution as well. So actually we are also one of the oldest satellite operators in the world. So we have seen all the way and how their industry was transitioned in the time. And also these were very exciting 50 years because you started in the early days and now we are moving to 21st century to software-defined payloads and other stuff. It's really interesting. So RSCC has always tried to be at the forefront on all the innovations. So that's why we tried to use the most advanced technologies. So we use our satellites are using chemical propulsion system. We also try to innovate at the ground segment. So actually, yeah, we're trying to be an innovative company and providing our customers with a full range of services.
Talking about innovation and development, have you got any plans for your fleet?
Yes, we do. We're actually, just a year ago, we finished a very, I would say, ambitious and really great renovation of our orbital fleet. So we managed to launch successfully 5 satellites just in 2 years. And so we have increased our transponder capacity and we also developed new regions. So we entered new geographical regions like Africa, Latin America, South Asia and Southeast Asia as well. And so the next launches we are planning in 2019. So these will be 2 satellites, Express M80 and Express 103. But that's mostly for domestic use and replacement of the satellites.
Now, customers are becoming more demanding. What are you seeing as the trends moving forward?
Well, we see, of course, there are some verticals and some applications that are where the market is really mature, like enterprise VSATs. So that's why what we see in different markets, first of all, our domestic market and also in our international sales. So that's so number one is consumer broadband. It's a real big growth opportunity. That's why one of our major growth is in consumer broadband. Then maritime. Maritime is really doing great. In different regions, Russia, Europe, Middle East, Asia and Latin America. So I think, yeah, these are 2 areas where we see a lot of growth. And also there is another market that we receive more and more, I would say, requests from the customers for TV distribution, mostly for MCPC TV distribution platforms.
Now, we used to hear a lot about Africa. The last few years it was Africa this, this is a big growth market. I haven't heard many people talk about Africa. Why is that?
For us, I think it might be a bit interesting because we're actually one of only few companies we're still growing. So our revenue growth last year was actually 30% from 2015, just because we're entering new markets and we actually has got a very good design satellites with very good beams, which are really of big demand from our customers. And I would argue, with most of the industry, the Africa is still growing. We have more and more customers using our satellites. But also we're going there not like a bandwidth provider. So we're going there as a service provider, not selling even megabits, but even the managed service. So actually, if you provide the full solution for your customer, you can actually see some new projects going.
Now, looking forward, how do you see RSCC developing over the next few years? What are the major areas you're going to be focusing on?
So first of all, and I think this is very relevant, this is very important right now in our industry, is just to keep the current customers and make them grow, just give them a very good, I would say, commercial opportunities for growing their business. Also, we are trying to work with our established service providers. There are some new they're not much new network appearing on the market, because actually satellite business is still, the entry ticket is still high. So we are trying to work with the incumbent operators. Then we also plan to pay more attention to our international sales. They already consist about 40% of our revenue, overall revenue, but we would like to increase this portion to make it 50-50. To diversify, right, our revenue streams. And also we are planning to add more, I would say, tailored capacity, regional capacity, rather than wide beams, because what we've seen is that the spot beams pointed over specific area, they are really of high demand, because the customers can benefit from better pricing per megabit, smaller antennas, and better pricing.
Andrei, thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.